Hi everyone, today is January 11th, 2019. It is about 5 o'clock in the evening and the outside temperature is 31 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a pretty chilly day and I'm at the Flushing Main Street station on the number 7 train. I'll be doing a walking video of downtown Flushing. So this is the last stop on the 7 train. The 7 train serves most of northern Queens and it passes through the neighborhoods of Corona, Woodside, Sunnyside, Jackson Heights, Long Island City, and finally making its way into Midtown Manhattan along 42nd Street and ending at 34th Street Hudson Yards. So as we get up onto the mezzanine here, I do see a lot of advertisements for the Resorts World Casino. It's a really popular casino for, oh man, some people are getting tickets for fare beating. They probably snuck in through the service gate or jumped the turnstile or went under it. The MTA has been cracking down on it more. So as I was saying before, there's a lot of these advertisements for the Resorts World Casino, and it's a very popular destination for people around this area, especially the Chinese. Now, it's really terrible, but the casino does really take advantage of the poorer residents who don't have a lot of money, as it is a form of wealth transfer. Studies have shown that poorer people are more likely to gamble than those who aren't. And they do run a lot of promotions here, like free play on slot machines for people who visit the casino. So that's why they have a lot of advertisements up. Now I'm exiting the street onto Roosevelt Avenue, and Main Street is that way. Main Street is a really popular hub for all the buses and the transportation links. It's also the home of Queens' largest Chinatown. You have a lot of different foods here, a pharmacy. I'm not exactly sure how many bus lines serve this neighborhood, but it's a crazy, ridiculous amount, and there is a lot of traffic around here. Here's a jewelry business. Everybody here is waiting for buses.
You want Daddy to hold it? You don't want to put it in there?
So here's a herb dealer. A lot of different businesses here, especially with the community. They are prepping for Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is on February 5th this year. A little bit under a month from now. So they are selling a lot of decorations and everything. Now I just missed it, but that was an airplane that just flew directly overhead. Those planes are going towards LaGuardia Airport. And here's another Taiwan bubble tea place. Driving schools. So I'm going to make a left here because this is a street that not too many people know about, and it has a lot of hidden restaurants and side businesses that are really cool. Here's a place called the White Bear, and another one looks like they sell steamed items. This, I believe, used to be a noodle restaurant, but now it's something else. Here's another quick place to eat for noodles. I believe this might be a new establishment, Blossom Garden. Parking rates here are really expensive, $5 an hour. So I wouldn't recommend you driving here because it is hard to find parking or it's ridiculously expensive. So here's a Flushing ice cream factory and a Taiwan fruit tea.
They can play with a credit card, dude. That's probably too much fun.
Here's another side restaurant with a lot of different dishes. Some more, that's the Heavenly Palace in Beijing, so I presume it's Pekingese food or Beijing food. There's a lot of roast food choices in there. Here's a liquor store. Curry Lee's restaurant. I'm not sure what cuisine this is, but looks delicious nonetheless. Here's a Shanghai Garden dumpling house. Shanghainese restaurants are really famous for their ⁴ᴷ⁶⁷ meals. Basically, wait till this plane passes. As you know, New York is very noisy, but the ⁴ᴷ⁷ is basically a soup-filled dumpling with... That's New York for you. A soup-filled dumpling that's frozen and is heated up with surrounded by a thin skin. And the perfect ⁵ᴷ⁷ is one where it's really thin skin and the meat inside is very delicious with juicy goodness. So here I'm crossing Main Street again. That way is Roosevelt Avenue. And I'm going to make my way towards the, I would say it would be the heart of downtown Flushing, where Kissena Boulevard and Main Street intersect, which is the next block. Here's a fruit and vegetable dealer. And here is the heart of downtown Flushing. You have the Long Island Railroad Station over there, Kissena Boulevard, the Queens Library branch over there. And that is a plane headed towards LaGuardia Airport. Now, Flushing isn't just home to Chinese people. Pretty much every ethnicity in Asia is represented in Flushing, but primarily East Asian. And as you get further and further away from Flushing's core downtown, there are many different kinds of businesses, especially the Korean businesses. You may see a few Korean restaurants as I get further up Kissena Boulevard.
Come on.
So here's a quick bite to eat, 4 items and 1 soup for $7. It's actually a pretty good value. I've had similar type meals before where they give you like 4 different items for a cheap price. They'll have like broccoli, chicken dishes, beef, like spicy, not spicy, different sauces. You have to try it. Here's a chain store of bakeries. It's very famous in the Chinatowns around New York City. It's called the Blvd Bakery. So here's a very, very large supermarket. I think this is a newer supermarket. I've never really seen it before. So I'm actually gonna make a left here onto Barclay Avenue. Because further up there really aren't too many businesses. It's mainly residences, and I don't really find it as entertaining as where I'm going now. You know, it really makes me sad when I see the elderly smoking like that. I mean, it is a person's choice to do, but really when you're that old and you have to smoke cigarettes, it's not good for your health at all. And I wouldn't want to sacrifice my health like that, especially at a time when you're very vulnerable. If you want to do some plane spotting, Flushing's a good place to be. Here's a Social Security Administration office. Right now the government is about to enter the 3rd week of partial shutdowns, so I'm not sure if this office is affected. Sorry everyone, it's really cold right now. It makes it hard to walk. I'm going to make a left back onto Union Street and make my way back to downtown Flushing. If you want a yummy restaurant, it's across the street and they're called Joe's Yummy Restaurant. As I was stating before, the further you get away from Flushing's like downtown area, you start to see a little bit more diversity. Here's a Korean market across the street. There's a grocery store. A hair salon, optometrist, eye doctor, Canaan bread bakery. Seems very interesting. A discount store. This, I don't really know what kind of cuisine it is, but it looks cool. Here is the Long Island Railroad with an airplane in the background. Here's Flushing's local firehouse. Stews and smoke. This looks very interesting. Tea Swirl Crepe. It's a Japanese crepe company. Gongcha for bubble tea and milk teas. Here's a fried dumpling establishment. Here's Roosevelt Avenue. Both sides of the street are literally lined with businesses. There's a Southwest Airlines flight headed to LaGuardia Airport, and looks like the sun is just about to be below the horizon. You see a little orange hue there in the background. It's a beauty store. Here's a million different businesses in here. I have no idea what anything is. I don't know how people expect to find anything in there. I mean, you got like a driving school, you got like insurance, lawyers, travel, I guess. I guess the only way you find out is through word of mouth or online. I mean, I don't expect how you be able to figure out where anything is by looking at the signs. I'll be more confused. Here's a kind of a cute store. Looks like this is a spicy food restaurant, a Korean food restaurant. They're hiring, by the way. They need you to speak Korean and English.
Stop at Boulevard next month.
Here's someone peddling wares on the street in front of the McDonald's restaurant. And right now it's about to get more and more busy because the 7 train stops here. That's right, that's right. Honk the horn longer and harder. That's how it is. Here's a little interesting food hall. A lot of different businesses in there. Sonic sliders, so not everything is Asian food. You do have some American food. Across the street is Macy's.
Because he's walking distance, the only thing the black hair is so long. Yes, that's what I told you.
Here is Flushing Bank, which is oddly enough in Flushing. Here is no tea. I guess you can't say no to this tea if you want to come and see the tea. Alright, here's some more Chinese Lunar New Year decorations for sale. A lot of red and gold tassels, some dogs, some pigs. I even saw like little tiny yellow ones. So I am approaching the busy intersection of Main Street and Roosevelt Avenue. Arguably one of the busiest streets in Queens, busiest intersections. And I'm going to make a right onto Main Street. So from what I know about Flushing, this neighborhood, there really wasn't anything much to it. And the city built the subway towards Flushing. A lot of people were against building the subway here because they were like, hey, it's a subway to nowhere. Why are we supporting this? But as you can see, the business developed as the subway expanded into Flushing. So it wasn't a complete loss. See, I want to cross the street too, but this bus is being kind of aggressive, so I want to be on the safe side a little bit. I believe this church is one of the oldest buildings in Flushing. So count how many buses. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buses in a row. 6. How are you doing?
Time to put the hood on. So you don't want to move your hair.
So I just want to show you one of downtown Flushing's more quieter streets. There are a little bit of restaurants here and some there's a phone store there, travel store, trading corporations. But mainly why I want to come down here is because I want to make my way down to Prince Street. Prince Street is a street that's very famous along the locals here, especially for their restaurants and for food places in general. Okay. Very aggressive driving there. So here's Prince Street, and that corner where my camera's facing, I believe that's a new area, new food area. There's a Rong restaurant, Papa Rich, which is a Malaysian cuisine restaurant. Some cafes there. There's some hotels here as well. Here's a famous Shanghainese restaurant. I've eaten here before, it's really good. As well as this restaurant, which is a Cantonese restaurant, is really good as well. Here we have Dynamite Seafood. I'm sure their food is dynamite and will blow your brains out. I'm gonna do my duty to the world and crush this cardboard box so it doesn't hurt anyone. It flew into the right place at the right time. So it looks like they're doing construction on this property. That's why they have this shed up. Here's a really good dessert place I recommend. It's Kulu Desserts. If you're a fan of durian, it's really good here. Now here, Prince Street, it goes diagonally and you have to cross the street in order to continue. And I think I'll end the video here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe and I'll see you next time.